Trận lở đất kinh hoàng tại Tứ Xuyên. Mưa lớn trong vòng 48 giờ đã biến nhiều thung lũng thành những dòng sông bùn và đá, phá hủy đường xá, cầu cống, làng mạc và khu công nghiệp. Những dòng bùn hung dỡ cuốn trôi gần như tất cả những gì ngáng ngang nơi nó đi qua. Cây cối, nhà cửa và hàng hóa, gây cô lập hoàn toàn các khu dân cư.
Over the course of 2 days, Sichuan province was struck by a succession of powerful mudslides that reshaped landscapes, disrupted communities, and unleashed volumes of earth and water comparable to rushing rivers. The events unfolded rapidly, beginning with heavy rainfall that saturated fragile mountain slopes and culminating in massive torrents of mud, rock, and debris surging through valleys and settlements. The first signs of instability came with the morning downpours. Hillsides in several counties began to tremble and fracture as waterlogged soil loosened beneath the weight of unrelenting rain. By noon, entire sections of mountainsides had given way, sending waves of liquefied soil and shattered stone rushing downhill. The flow gained speed as it merged with swollen streams, transforming narrow waterways into churning, opaque rivers of mud. Observers described the phenomenon as if the mountains themselves had dissolved, releasing their substance in unstoppable cascades. Roads were submerged within minutes. Bridges that had stood for decades disappeared under a tide of sediment that rose as high as a truck's roof. Villages at the foot of the slopes found their streets turned into channels, carrying uprooted trees, collapsed walls, and household goods swept away in the surge. The first night brought little relief. The rain intensified, and the mudslides continued to cascade in multiple waves. In valleys where the terrain funneled water, the mud flows behaved like flash floods, spreading laterally into fields, filling irrigation canals, and cutting off rural highways. Power lines snapped under the pressure of falling debris, plunging large areas into darkness, just as the heaviest torrents thundered through. By dawn of the second day, what had begun as isolated slope failures had evolved into a multi-front disaster. New mudslides erupted in neighboring districts, fed by the same storm system and destabilized soil. Hillsides already scarred by the previous day's movements crumbled further, releasing fresh surges that deepened the destruction. The volume of material moving through the valleys by midday was immense. Locals likened the flows to new rivers forming overnight, brown, foaming, and relentless. Entire terraces of farmland were buried beneath layers of silt and boulders. Irrigation systems vanished under the weight of debris. Industrial yards and storage facilities along riverbanks were overwhelmed, their contents scattered downstream or sealed under meters of hardened earth. Transportation corridors were among the hardest hit. Major highways disappeared beneath rolling tides of mud, stranding vehicles that had attempted to escape earlier surges. Railway lines twisted under the shifting ground, with sections of track suspended over empty gullies where embankments had been washed away. Rescue and repair crews faced immense challenges, often halted by fresh slides occurring just as clearance operations began. Throughout the second night, the disaster continued to evolve. The rain showed little sign of easing, and with each downpour, the sodden ground yielded new avalanches of material. Rivers clogged with mud and debris overflowed their banks, spreading destruction further downstream. Villages that had endured the first day were cut off entirely, their access roads erased, and their surroundings submerged in an ever-thickening slurry. Agricultural land, once fertile and green, lay buried under dense deposits of clay and stone that may take years to restore. In just 48 hours, multiple valleys were transformed into corridors of mud and stone, reshaping both the natural and human landscapes. While the storms have passed, the aftermath leaves a lasting reminder. In Sichuan's steep terrain, mudslides are not isolated incidents, but sweeping forces capable of redrawing the land itself. Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note: some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe,